Hi, this is Bill Brower for Inside Edge Systems Easy Language Learning by Example tutorial for TradeStation Lesson 1.09. This is the volatility break strategy. This is a strategy that uses volatility for a breakout, and the volatility bands are computed using the average close plus or minus a multiple of the average true range. The average function is a very common function, and it calculates the moving average of the prices in the look-back period, which includes the current bar in the computation. True range is similar to the word range, which is the high minus the low. However, it calculates the higher of the current bar's high or the previous bar's close and subtracts the lower of the current bar's low or the previous bar's close. In other words, it includes the gap from the prior bar close if there is any. In this strategy, we will be buying at the upper band and selling short at the lower band. The problem with this strategy is that there's no maximum loss, and unless volatility reverses the trade, the market can go against you indefinitely. That will never happen with the channel breakout system that we described in the prior tutorial. The computation of the multiple of the average true range added to and subtracted from a moving average is known as the Keltner channel. That's how it is computed. We can specify the number of contracts or shares to be traded using the word contracts or shares. They are interchangeable by including it after the buy or sell short reserved words and its descriptor. So here in this case we have the buy LE, which is long entry, 3 contracts, next bar market, or it could have said 100 shares, next bar's market, next bar market, or something like that. So here is the code to the strategy. We define our inputs as the look back and the multiplier. Here's our average true range calculation. We have the long entry value is the average of the close of the look back plus the average true range multiplier, average true range times the multiplier, or the short entry is where we subtract the average true range times the multiplier from the moving average. We have our 2 entry signals, buy LE9, 2 contracts next bar, LE val stop, or sell short LE 2 contracts next bar, SE val stop. Let's take a look how that appears in TradeStation. Here we are in the TradeStation development environment. From the menu, we click on File, New, and we select Strategy. This will be called LBE underscore 1.09 Volatil, VOLATIL, break. Click on OK. We need to define our inputs. We have 2 inputs, the look back, which we will set to 5, and the multiplier, which we will set to 2. We have some variables, the ATR val, the long entry val, and the short entry val. Some of you may be wondering why I use the word val after defining my variables. If you end up with very short variables like LE or SE, you take a chance that somebody has written a piece of code to define a user function SE or LE. It becomes less likely as the variable name gets longer. And if you were to import a piece of code into your TradeStation library that has a user function that matches one of the variables, you will get some unusual behavior in your code operation. So that's why I make my variables a little longer than very simple two-letter variables. So we have our ATR val, which is the average true range. You'll notice true range is a reserved word of the look-back period. And we have our LE val equals the average closing price of the look-back plus the ATR val times the multiplier input. So that would be our upper band. I'm going to copy this line of code, Control C copies, Control V pastes. I'm going to change it to my SE val, and I'm going to subtract the ATR val times the multiplier. For those of you who are new to programming, you will notice that I basically have the same piece of code, user function calculation, in here twice. This is not good coding. Normally, if you got a computation using a user function that is repeated, you would want to assign that to a variable and then use the variable at that location. So let's do that. I'm going to Control C, copy that. I'm going to put my MA val variable in here. I'm going to define the MA val is equal to the moving average of the close, and I'm going to replace the moving average computation with a variable. Okay, MA val. Okay, so now this is a better piece of code. We have the left to put in here the buy and the sell signals. So let's put the buy signal. And we're going to be buying 2 contracts. Next bar. LE val stop. And we will sell short. Two contracts. Next bar, SE val short, stop. Let's see if this code verifies. F3 will verify. It does verify. If I haven't made any mistakes, it should look okay on the chart. So here we are at the charting package. I've plotted the crude light contract at CL. I'm going to insert my strategy, LBE 1.09. Oops, it's not there. Let's go find out what I called it. We go back to the code. I've called it LEB 1.09. From the menu, I can change that. File, open. It has to go and look in the library listing where I can actually find it and change the name of it. If you click on this little icon over here, normally it's set to something like this. If I go to this icon over here, I can see the details. And if I click on modified, it will come up with the most recently modified strategy. Here it is, LEB. I'm going to change that to LBE, 1.09 volatile break. By changing the name, it does not remove the saved and verified information. The reason I show you all of these mistakes that I make is because this is real programming. This is how it would actually be done. There's no sense in showing you how to program perfectly every time, because you need to be able to bail yourself out of trouble when it happens. Go back to the charting. Now I can insert that strategy, and here it is, 1.09 volatile break. I'm going to leave this these inputs the way they are. It says prompt for format. If that's not check marked on your screen, definitely check mark that, so when you click on OK, it goes and allows you to see the inputs you're going to be using and change them if need be. I'm going to click on close, and we see that the strategy begin taking trades. I have no idea whether or not this is going to be profitable or not, and then we can choose to optimize it and see if we can get it to be a little better than what it is. We do notice that it takes some big losses. The thing actually makes money at $71,000, but it loses money on the longs and it makes a lot of money on the shorts. I'm going to click on Format Strategies. I'm going to select this multiplier here. I think this is the key. I'm going to optimize from 1 to 3 in increments of 0.1. I'm clicking on OK and then optimize, and let's see how it looks. Now it makes $281,000 trading 2 contracts. It makes money on the long side and on the short side. It takes 267 trades, which is a lot of trades. Average profit per trade is $1,000. Remember, on a 1 contract, that would be half of that. So you can't expect to get rich trading this thing. There is risk, and it has a drawdown of over $100,000. So this is a risky strategy, not for the faint of heart, and you certainly wouldn't want to trade it with 2 lots. If you click on the performance graphs, you will see a rather rough equity curve. This makes money starting here in 2008 to the present, which is about when oil started its decline in price. June of 2008 is when oil began declining in price. Back here in 2001, from 2001 to June of 2008, it actually, you could say, it lost money. So that is, let's put one more thing, Let's put the Keltner channel on here. Let's see what our strategy is using for inputs, 5 and 1.3. So I'm going to insert the indicator, the Keltner channel. I'm going to select 5 and 1.3, and we will notice that it is actually appears not to actually be hitting the Keltner channel at the point it's entering. That is because it's using the price from the prior bar to determine the entry price. So the prior bar Keltner channel is determined here. The upper band is 56.12. If I move over here, you will notice that the strategy entered at 56.13 for it exited the short trade and entered the long trade at that price, which is correct. So that about does it for Lesson 1.09, the volatility break system. This is Bill Brower with the Easy Language Learning by Example tutorial. You can find out more about the Easy Language workbook on my website at insideedge.net. I hope you learned something. Thanks for listening.